Right, back out on this job. Change the compressor. Wait the gas out, wait it back in again, all that sort of stuff. And the problem we're having is it's tripping the high pressure switch. I've got the low side gauge set on the high side here, just in the discharge, and the high side gauge on the actual high side. And if I hit the reset there, you can see that shoots right the way around and then goes off. It's not our brace joint, because if that was blocked the pressure would build up here, so it's between here. It's probably the condenser. It's one of those micro channel condensers. So what I think's happened is all the shit that's come out of the old compressor has bunged up the little holes in the condenser, so it can't push any gas through. That's the only thing I can see it being, because that pipe comes down, then goes up, and then goes into the top. That's it going in the top there, so this is going to need a new condenser. What a heap of shit. J&E Hall, I do not like these things. Anyway, right, that's where we are. Okay, back again with the new condenser. That's the old one. Unit comes apart quite easy. It's just 8mm 5/16 headed bolts, 5mm thread. We've got a new condenser brazed in. That's that joint there. That one there. We cut the old one out. Then I put a load of brake cleaner down the pipe and blew it out with some nitrogen, but we didn't get anything much out of it. Just in case there was, I didn't want to blow more crap into the new one. Anyway, that's all piped. So I'm going to get the vacuum pump going, and while I'm vacuuming it, I can, well, leak test it first. While we're vacuuming it, we've got the nitrogen bottle down there. While we're vacuuming it, we can assemble it back together. That is the plan. Apparently, business partner Dave was talking to somebody else in the trade, and it's quite common for these condensers to block up. They've seen it a few times, I think, so something to be aware of if you do a compressor change on one of these, or if you diagnose a faulty compressor, you might be into a new condenser as well. Although they're not that expensive, so it's almost, if you had a compressor go in the future, it might be just worth pricing up doing the condenser at the same time. Especially if it's mechanical and it's chucked a load of shit out. But I mean, even if the motor burnt out, you could have a load of burnt sort of plasticky bits and shit from that. Probably even claggy oil would block it up. Hopefully I'll take that away, and I'm going to cut the header off with a grinder or something, or with a saw, and have a look. Okay, we've got some nitrogen going in on this blue gauge on the discharge of the compressor, and that, you can see that that's coming up. If I shut that, that fairly drops down fairly quick. Bearing in mind we're going for a shraded core, so I don't think that's going through okay. You can see the high sides coming up, so all that's going through the condenser and the receiver, so we should be good. Okay, we just switched this back on. It's been running for 5 minutes. No trips. It's tripped on the LP switch, but no HP trips. What we got on there, these are full 10A gauges, so they're 160, 170, coming up to 180 psi on the discharge, 60 on the suction, although we're putting gap there at 55, just bleeding the gas back out the bottle. At least said about that the better. Yes. So yeah, if you get one of these compressors go, probably budget to do the condenser, or at least be aware of it, or don't do it. Fit a different unit. Anyway, fingers crossed it keeps running. Okay, we've got this running. Went to pump it down, and it would go off on the LP, and then instantly come back on again, off on the LP, instantly back on again. We've tried adjusting this and couldn't get any sense out of it. I've only got a single switch on the van, so we've wound this up so that it's on, and then we've put a separate LP switch in there, and we're just testing that now. But that might be what killed the compressor, because it would have gone stop start, stop start, stop start, until it cycled off on its klaxon, or until the thermostat opened the solenoid again, and then it'd be stop start, which, you know, it's not going to do it any good. So that might be what killed the original one. Anyway, so we're just hoping, we'll pump it down in a minute, and hopefully that new switch is going to do a better job. Okay, we've shut the ball valve in the liquid line here, so it's pumping down now. It's running about 60 psi. It's like it's a multi-deck veg fridge, open fronted job. I think it should go off around 5 psi, something like that. Just hope it doesn't bounce back up, otherwise what we'll have to do is put a time delay on there so it can't come back on for 5 minutes. Any time now, please, would be good. Any time now. It's a bit too low. There we go. It's not come back on. Right, that diff is too low. The cutout is too low, so we'll wind the diff. The diff is, we'll wind that nearer 3, I think. Should we try that? Let's try that. And then let's open this back up and see where it comes back on at. They don't make these things easy to work on at all. Right, that's the liquid going. That's the pressure coming up, 20 psi, 30, 40, 50, 55-ish comes back on that. I'll live with that. I'll let it run for a few minutes before I pump it down again. Yeah, I think that's got it.